Yeah, it's pretty hot. You've been in 2 ponds already. Toby, you're out there. Toby, come on. I gotta do some kind of vine extraction out here. Get those vines away from the couple of grapes. We need to fill all these water things, these pseudo ponds. We need to fill these all with water so the birds and animals can get some water. Build it and they will come, right? So if we put water, the birds will come flying in. And those darn deer, I wonder how much actual flowers we've lost this year. Half? More than half? Probably half. I don't know. It seems like when something's about ready to start, a whole patch is about ready to bloom, and then you wake up the next morning, all the blooms are gone. Those dang deer came out again. I heard something the other day. I forget what his name is. He's a writer. It's, the sports page used to be about sports, and now in the Washington Post, it can't seem to talk. It can't seem to have a well, it's much more frequently that we have to turn the sports page into a commentary on sex or race. Sex or race. It's always about sex or race. Or not always, too often. The other day, a writer who is black or whatever, Toby, no, made the comment that, Toby, no, that Trump was talking about to Dana White about the prospect of rounding up illegal immigrants who would fight each other in come here, who would fight each other, come here, hey, you, come here, would fight each other in a down to the winner competition, and that the UFC fighters would do the same, and that they would pit the winner of the UFC versus the winner of the immigrant, the illegal immigrant challenge or fight off. And this guy compared it to something that apparently happened back after slavery, where they would put a bunch of black people, kids, boys, whatever, guys, men, young men, blindfold them, and they'd have a fight off until someone was left standing, and that guy would win the money. Or one case, it was he won a gold watch and I don't know, something equally racist, like a watermelon or something. I don't know. I guess a watermelon is racist, right? Is that it's? I mean, I'm gonna eat a watermelon today or tomorrow. I love watermelon. I don't know, but apparently watermelon is racist. Anyway, so of course this black author made this into a racial thing, and I don't see it that way. I guess he's saying that the immigrants are mostly Hispanic, according to, I guess, statistics. It's the possibility of militant Islamists that concerns me. Those immigrants that aren't from Latin America, but then again, also the immigrants from South America, those in gangs that would come in and then just make bigger gangs in the United States that would be involved in crime, drugs, prostitution, and other different things. So so anyway, of course, this guy turned it into a racial thing. And the way I was looking at it, and I don't think that Trump was meaning it as a racial thing. I think he was meaning it. Toby? think he was meaning it as these. He goes, these are tough guys. Which, I mean, if you're a gang member, you probably you probably do fight a lot, so you probably are a tough guy. That's not racial. That's just saying they're tough guys. He's talking about the gangs and he's not talking about children or women coming across from another country. He's talking about criminals and people who fight as a way of life. But of course, we had to turn this into a race issue about blacks and how people have done bad things to people. White people have done bad things to black people in the past. Well, you know what? Black people have done bad things to white Europeans also. Arab people have enslaved white Europeans also in the 15 and 1600s, 17 and 1800s, turned them into galley slaves or what, made them royal. Look, as long as man has been here, one group has dominated over another group, whether it's the French trying to dominate the English, the Greeks trying to dominate whoever the Greeks tried to dominate, the Romans dominating this group, the Germanics. The United States didn't invent this. My gosh, that's a little bit, if you think about it, that's a little bit not arrogant, not presumptuous. But the United States did not invent slavery. And they certainly didn't perfect it. And to make a big thing about it, about something that every civilization has conquered another and done atrocities. And is everyone in the world going to give everyone in the world reparations and somehow, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So of course the Washington Post, even in the sports section, has to turn everything into race. Or what is it, Sally Jenkins? I've read more than one article by her about, and is it Candace Bruckner? Anyway, oh my gosh. We are called the United States. United States. Is any of this uniting us, or is everything that these woke politicians, these what's the phrase? When you oh my gosh, it keeps going through these journalists and the people who keeps passing my mind the phrase. When you affirm yourself or whatever, okay, anyway, is any of this, I forget the phrase, is any of this uniting us? Are we the United States? Is the rest of the world basically, come here, Chris, come here. Is the rest of the world, we have China as a problem, we have Russia as a problem, we have Iran as a problem, we have, I don't know what else, those are probably the three big names we hear. We have drug addiction in our country. We have gangs. And so this is the major issue, this and climate change. Yeah, these are the two things we have to worry about. Don't worry about it. China, if we don't watch it, China or Iran is going to ruin our lives way before climate or racism is going to ruin the country somehow. You better start thinking about what's really important here. What is a more existential threat? Really? Really? So, yeah, let's turn everything into something that's going to divide us instead of trying to find ways that we agree. We want to keep our United States free. We better start coming together. We better we really better start turning to God, because on our own, we're not capable of making right decisions on these issues. But when we remember God and when we remember God and how he wants us to live, we'll make the right decisions.